here in Bogota for the second time. I've got 2 days left to go, and I'll be going home. I'm very excited about that. But I'm here for a second procedure. I had my first one done back in December, and like a lot of people, I had people asking me, why are you going all the way to Colombia? And I basically told them that when you think about it, it's like I probably couldn't afford to get everything I wanted to do in the United States. I had 2 procedures back then. I had a 360-degree tummy tuck, and I had my arms done. And I was able to get those done for what I think was a really good price. But I think one of the biggest points for me was when I first talked to Judy, who was the lady that I first was in contact with. She told me, she said that the surgeons here don't just do the surgery, they view it as sort of an art form, if you will. And I thought that was, when I heard that, suddenly most of my fear went away. It's like, because I had a lot of, anxiety about the whole thing. But when she said that, it's like, wow, I like the way that sounds. Let's hope that's the truth. And so I went ahead and booked everything. I came down here, and lo and behold, I found out that was in fact the truth, that it is not just a going through the motions, mill, if you will. I mean, I hope nobody feels that way, because it's certainly not that way. I mean, when you have a doctor that comes to where you're staying to make sure things are going well, who has his wife call you to find out if you're okay when he was, tied up, that's not, I mean, that's service sort of way beyond what I'm sure most of you would be used to at home. And then being in Colombia, it's like I'm not a world traveler. I mean, I've been outside of the country, the United States before. I'd never been to South America. I'd never had any aspirations to come to South America. And one would think of Colombia, oh, why would you go there? It's kind of a scary place. Well, it's not. It's, like I said, this is my second time here. It's like any big city. I mean, because and this is not just a big city, this is a huge city. I understand the population is somewhere in that area of 8 million people, and that seems like an awful lot of people. And it's true. But, where you're staying is in relatively, well, not just relatively, but in nice areas of the city. There's, to step outside here, it's not like you're seeing armed guards on the streets. There's very little report of violence going on. I mean, it does go on, but you're not exposed to it any more so here than you would be in your own hometown. I think that Colombia has probably changed in a lot of respects from those days when all we heard about were drug problems and etc. And it just doesn't seem to be that big an issue. It's a very cosmopolitan city that has shopping to do, which I certainly appreciate. There are places to go that and things to see and do, and it's I personally have never felt uncomfortable. I don't feel like I have to look over my shoulder, and I don't feel like that every person that I encounter is not there just to be a friendly person. And I do have found that most people are in fact friendly and willing to help you. I mean, me personally, my Spanish is not that good, so it's a bit of a drawback, but even someone with the limited language abilities that I have can get by just fine. There's not really a problem, and I would encourage anybody that's considering it to put fears aside in relationship to the country itself, because it is, like I said, I've felt safe both times that I've been here. In terms of what you're getting for your money, well, I think that I've personally felt like I have gotten everything and then some. The service itself, you know, you're never really alone. You have a phone with you that you can contact them at all times, and so it's not like being in a foreign country where you're just sort of left to your own devices, and there's a lot of comfort in that sort of thing.
Good.
Was I too wordy?
No, that's perfect.